I mean, to be clear here, you can tone down on the song just a little bit. I was unaware of it at the time. I did witness the figurine collector's demise. I wasn't lying earlier. Wait, what? Wait. Excuse me. Oh, that's literally just fucking... We literally can't press. Alright, fine. Yeah, we just can't press now. It's just completely disabled. Press button is now the super objection button, and we were told we don't need the super objection button. Awesome. Garden well kept. Been with the dining room. That's really fucking annoying. I mean... if you could get him to lie about... Nobody else approached the house, especially the window. The super projection here, I can, but I don't have to. Door is found to have been closed and locked. God, this song can... Please? Can it not? Can it not? Larry closing... dining room door. What happened to the whole smoking bit? Hey, closing the dining room door. I don't know. Who's unable to get it until the gunshot? I'm just throwing vague things at wall. No one else. No one else approached the house, especially the window. What if we approach it from the inside? Shut up. Lucy and I were together until the gunshot. Oh boy, oh boy. Oh, that's the super objection button. And we can't get him to talk about what the hell. Well, that's a... the music continues. The fucking music continues. Fucking hell. God fucking damn it. Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. Fucking. Fuck. Oh, shh. Oops, I turned the sound off because it got really loud. I muted the tab. Let me just think for a minute. I think this is a really stupid mistake. As you know, I was in my, when I get frustrated, I tend to get really blind and focused on very certain points here. When I missed something that was right in front of me, because I was talking about, trying to get Gavin to focus on what he might have seen through the window, since there would have been activity inside the room, but I think there's something related to that. Figurine collector's demise. You didn't know him, but how the hell did you know that? Let's turn the music back on, so we can get the satisfaction of it. It's a good start. Now I just need something else. I think that ensures that Gavin couldn't have possibly known about the figurines. Okay. Let's do Larry. No, not that. I suppose that's possible, but no, I can tape that and get away with it. Proving that Gavin lied, sure, because of that. Can't prove that he had anything to do with the crime. I can't even prove he was actually there because of Miss Butt's testimony. Whoa, what? Wait. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I want to replicate that. So. No, not that. Okay, I'm not gonna touch the saves. Prove that Gavin lied, sure. But that can't prove anything to do with the crime. Mission accomplished, then keep stacking. Won't turn out that good. Yeah, I didn't load a save or anything like that. We rewound! Oh, shit! Okay. Let's do this. Let's start with this again. The crime scene info. The idea being that the shelf with his figurines was right next... Window itself was across the door. The shelf next to the window, out of view. Oh, I need to couple that with the window. Not that. I don't need to couple it with the window. What the fuck? Do I need to couple it with the crime scene info again? Not that. Alright. We got halfway there. I don't know how he wouldn't have known about it. The attorney's bad, because I said so. Tried the window, right? Gavin couldn't have possibly known about the figurines. Tried just Larry, right? Gavin is a random... Oh, of course. Gavin is a random passerby. Alright, enough is enough. So we just tack on Gavin's profile. Okay. I can accept that as an outcome. Time to drag the truth out of whatever's going on here to light, once and for all. Might have been bluffing this whole time, but... I know a cover-up when I see one. Wow, we spent 13 minutes on that shit. Holy fuck. Mr. Gavin, please take a look at this information regarding the crime scene. Me? Very well. Which part in particular? Dining... Okay. About the house, the dining room, and the ledger. The dining room, and then the shelf. Part regarding the crime scene. Specifically, more. Shelf. The shelf. Gavin, where does it say that the shelf is located in the dining room? Next to the window. Very good. Now, Mr. Gavin, you never visited or known any... Or you don't know anything about Mr. Butts, do you? Nothing in particular, no. Is there a point to these questions? Just a second, Miss Von Karma. You should notice this, Miss Von Karma. So you literally know nothing about the victim except what's been said here today. Yes, I suppose you could say that. Wait. Too little, too late. Congratulations! You've just contradicted yourself. I've what? Miss Von Karma. is the fact that the victim was a figurine collector ever actually been brought up at any point during this trial? No, it was not. What? You know, Mr. Gavin, I would have let this slide if, say, you happened to catch a glance at the collection through the dining room window. After all, it would have been in your sights at the time. But unfortunately for you, as you just stated, the shelf holding them, the entire collection was next to the window. Which means that it would have been impossible to see it from the outside. So what does that mean, Mr. Gavin? Well, allow me to tell you what it means. Fuck your opinion. It means that you know a lot more than you're letting on. In fact, with this statement alone, you've proven that you were at Mr. Butts' home. I don't believe it. God, I hope Mr. Gavin is the fucking... I hope Gavin's the fucking, assassin. Mr. Gavin, what is the meaning of this? It's beyond obvious that he is, to some degree, involved in the actual case. He was not just some innocent bystander. But wait! Miss Butts has just testified to confirm Mr. Gavin's account. Yes, that's the problem. Yes, she did. And so, you must also doubt her account of the events. But wait a minute, Mr. Justice. Who the fuck do we trust here? No one. You aren't even aware of what you're implying, are you? I told you earlier that there were two ways this will end. The one where you give up. The one where you go down a wrong path. You chose the latter. Which means you are either a fool or extremely brave. In this case, it would be the former, I'm afraid. Enough, Miss Butts. You played a good game, but I think it's time for me to win, don't you think? You have a very strange definition of winning. So far, you've accused Mr. Wright of murder, Miss Smith of being his accomplice. You're claiming that Mr. Gavin has lied, and thus Miss Butts must be as well. Yes, Your Honor, I did all of these things. Because you see, Mr. Wright, Miss Smith, Miss Butts, Mr. Gavin. Yes, this explains the fact that he lied in the first place. They were all in on it. You're all the murderers of Larry Butts. The locked room never existed. After all, the door was broken down. What evidence do we have it was ever locked? What evidence do we have the events happened as they claim it did? That's right, none. Your Honor, the defense accuses. I'm going to stop you right there. I have stood here and listened to you accuse person after person, theory after theory, possibility after possibility. I will admit that some of them were fairly entertaining. It didn't make much of a difference for me. I knew that I would win no matter what. And yet now I find myself needing to speak up and put a stop to this. Because only now have you severely stopped making sense. Let's break your theory down. First off, you can't claim that Mr. Gavin was in any way involved in the plot. And why not? Because it doesn't make sense. So why is that everyone's answer to everything? Of course it doesn't make sense. If you know the whole thing, why would you make the initial mistake to begin with? I think they would have gotten their story straight after all. Well, it could have been just poor coordination. Right, of course. How about no? I second that notion. It just doesn't really work. Why did you forget about seeing him on the night of the murder? Shock, as I said. And the figurines? What about them? What about them? All you're claiming is that he must have been in Butts' home. He didn't say when or under what circumstances. Perhaps they crossed paths once and he simply forgot about it. Perhaps he heard it in passing. Perhaps we actually did mention the figurines and you simply have poor memory. frankly, it's irrelevant. You don't have any proof. In fact, you haven't had any for the entirety of this trial. Damn it. In truth, we don't even need Gavin's testimony to be true. Since I realized yet another reason why your theory from earlier doesn't work. Trucy or myself would have heard the dining room being opened. Mr. Gavin is lying. None of us could possibly imagine the reason it could be for, but in the end, I suppose it doesn't really matter. Damn you. It was a trap from the start, wasn't it? You can't say I didn't warn you. Well, guess what? I'm still not done. Fine then. Then just the three of you. There's just no one to stop. They still accuse the judge. Me? What did I do? Well, I was a witness and got accused of murder. So I guess he'll accuse you of being a high-paid prostitute or something. Oh, God. Look, it's still possible. Possible? Sure, why not? However, if we use the logic of everyone is in on it, we might as well throw everyone who even had anything to do even remotely with any and every crime in jail. Our basis? They could have been in on it, Your Honor. Wasn't the whole purpose of this to fucking show enough of a possibility to reopen the case? Why are we doing this? Wait, hold on. You had your chance. Let's think of it like this, boy. Do you have any evidence showing that things didn't happen as we claim they did? Do you have any evidence that the door wasn't locked? That the window wasn't closed? Do you have any motive to want him dead? That we actually went through with it? Is the answer you seek the autopsy report? Come on, there's gotta be something in there. He could be hiding behind that badge of his. But wait. Everyone, let's be serious here for a second. Also possible. Had a ghost walk through the walls and killed him. Makes perfect sense. Oh, now that is logic. If it could be actually serious, the biggest issue is this. Why would they come up with such a convoluted story? If they're all lying, all in on it, surely there were easier ways of killing the man. Hell, it wouldn't even be a point for the locked room. Could have easily just claimed. We were all in the living room when he got up and went to the dining room. We heard a gunshot and all ran there. He was dead. And all three of them give each other alibis. They set up the scene properly. But they probably could, given that one of them has quite a bit of expert knowledge. Guilty as charged. The whole thing could have been resolved and made obvious quite easily. Why even have the part about Wright leaving and coming back? I have such a complicated story. Possible that was their plan from the beginning. Confused. Okay, now we're just kind of. Do you have any actual proof of that? Besides, why exactly would they risk their lives on such a plan? After all, they had no way of knowing if this trial would even ever occur. They set up everything anticipating only a police investigation. We assure you, the police did find Mr. Wright's return suspicious. However, nothing seemed to disprove the suicide theory, so he was let go. Why open up to such a risk? Chances are they could have come up with a much better story. One that the police couldn't disprove. Okay, now we're kind of spiraling out of control now. Mr. Wright wasn't in on it, no. And if he wasn't in on it, there's no way to know that he would have to forget something and come back. If they couldn't predict that, they wouldn't have a witness. And so what's the point of doing the trick at all? Remember, it couldn't have been come up with on the spot. To your tape recording argument, that is. But what if they somehow manipulate events? sure that I would forget something. Oh, that's rich. Like what, What did they use? Well, regardless of what you claim, you don't have any evidence. I know that much by now. Everything I've seen so far, this was your only explanation for what happened. That explanation, by my view, doesn't work. If we were to give it the benefit of the doubt, reinvestigation would be a waste of time. There was no evidence the first time, there was no evidence the second time. Even if you are correct, there is no way for us to prove it. The reason why I saw this trial is pointless, you know. I just couldn't imagine how any theory that you might suggest here can be proven. Suspicions turn out to be completely justified in the end. The truth is, this trial was impossible to win for you from the start. Face it, Justice. It's over. No. Your Honor, unless you don't see any reason for this trial continuing. Yeah, it's obviously just talking nonsense and throwing accusations around. Damn it, wait. Damn it, I knew they were all in on it. Okay, Apollo. They killed Larry Butts. Hey, I warned you, but you didn't listen. In the end, you turned out to be the foolish man I thought you to be. Congrats. Enough. There's no reason for this trial to go on any longer. But enough, Mr. Justice. I've heard quite enough from you today. It's any consolation, it isn't your fault. You were fighting a battle you simply couldn't win. Evidence, evidence, evidence. If I hadn't been practically dragged into this, then maybe I could have. Maybe not even then. Maybe I really was looking for things that were never there. The case is extremely clear. And that is where we will have to disagree, Your Honor. Oh. Uh-oh, that music. Because I am obligated to point out that this case is still not over. You, Ares, Chief Prosecutor, what do you mean? Apollo has done well. I show that there are no more obvious possibilities remaining. I did seem to believe that the culprit was everyone, which, to be fair, wasn't exactly eliminated, but might as well be, because it isn't the truth. How could you say that? But the entire point of this charade was to try and find an alternate explanation. It's the only one remaining. You're talking an awful lot like you know something we don't. And again, that doesn't surprise me in the slightest. Ares! Yes, Apollo? What exactly is the point of all this? Same purpose of any trial. Show the truth. Well, congrats then. Judging by how this one is going to end, the truth is exactly how it seemed. Who would have thought? Can't stand this anymore. What are you planning here, you bastard? Just fucking... What are you hoping to find here? Why did you bring me into it? Before I just didn't care, but after all this... You know, somewhere deep down, I hoped it wasn't about that case. That case which, according to you, doesn't exist. And this trial should have shown you exactly why. There is no connection between what you're looking for and this case. It's murder like you're hoping. It is. It's impossible except under one specific circumstance. One which proves he doesn't exist anyway. After all, the suspects in this case have no connection to the others. We've wasted enough time, Your Honor. Hand down your verdict and let us end this. Franziska. I know who it is. They're very much real, I assure you. The Leviathan. Uh-oh. Ares. What's Leviathan? Not what, but who. The answer is simple. Leviathan is the true culprit of this case. He's the one who killed Larry Butts. And at this point in time, at least 15 other people. Wow. Yes, I know. It's all conjecture, right? But it's the truth. Like father, like son. When the answer doesn't satisfy you, you invent a new one. You've been at this for the past 5 years. Because I'm right. You know I'm right. I'm not sure what exactly is happening here. Please, Your Honor, let me testify. Let me show you the truth of what happened. Your truth, Ares. The last goddamn time, Francisca. You know what? I don't have the strength to listen to this anymore. Just say what you have to say, and let's end this. But promise me this. If you're wrong, you'll stop for good. Promise me, Chief Prosecutor, or I won't let you testify. Fair enough. I promise. Now listen well. What is going on here? Yes, Apollo. This is the fruit of my work. This is the end of my journey. Edge Dad. The Leviathan. Leviathan is a serial killer. Plain and simple. Began investigating him 5 years ago, noticing connection between a number of suicide cases. It is my belief that the Leviathan kills and creates the illusion of suicide. The motive for these killings, I'm afraid I do not know even now. Their face I do know. I realized at the moment I saw the Butts case. After looking back on everything, I realized the shocking truth. Leviathan killed my wife and masked it as a suicide. This trial was conducted for the sake of eliminating alternate possibilities. Now only one path remains, to the Leviathan. Yes. Apollo, this entire trial? All of this crap? Has been you chasing this Leviathan? I know it sounds hard to believe, but hard to believe? Ha! You know, before today, I actually hated you with all my heart and soul. Now I pity you. What a sad man you are. You can't even accept that the reason Mother committed suicide. She didn't. The reason Mother committed suicide was because of you. You just couldn't accept it, could you? So you picked up on a crazy serial killer theory and said, yes, he killed my wife too. Because you're so pathetic. You know you're pathetic. Oh boy, that you couldn't even accept the truth. Objection! I know this is hard to understand, but listen to me, Apollo. Ares. The one that needs to listen is you. Look at yourself. You're stuck living in the past. No, I'm not wrong. Yes, you are! What is even happening? What is even happening? God. Yes. The defense rests. Larry Butts committed. No, you can't. I refuse. I don't care what you want. It's over, Father. I think it's happened so far. It's been to corner him. It's been for nothing. You know what I think? I think you don't even know who this Leviathan is. I think you were just hoping for me to present some possibility. Some chance that one of these witnesses is the culprit. Then say, that's Leviathan, that's him. So Larry Butts just happened to have committed suicide without any motive. No, listen to me. There is a connection here. Connection between my suspect and the Butts case. No, more than that. Previous cases as well. Please, Apollo, I'm begging you. I won't hold any more secrets from you. Oh, okay. If it turns out that I'm mad, then so be it, but please, give me a chance. I'm serious. I hate you. I hate everything you are. I hate everything you stand for. Even before she pulled the trigger, I despised you. Badge is not a symbol of my profession. A symbol of everything that you are not. I wear it proudly. I always will. You want a cross-examination? Fine, you'll have it. And I never want to see you again. Let's end this. Huh. I don't know what to think. In your head, I'm sure he is. Just hear me out, will you? It's not making much sense. This is what I've been investigating for these past 5 years. I'm even a bang-up job of it, don't worry. Listen to me already, will you? I had only one objective from the beginning. Show that the Leviathan exists. I began investigating him 5 years ago, by noticing a connection between a number of suicide cases. What was that connection? It was, frankly, flimsy from the beginning. In the span of just a few months, about 7 people were found dead. The cause of death was, by all appearances, suicide. The circumstances, however, were frighteningly similar. All the victims had shot themselves with a pistol. They were found in perfectly locked rooms, much like Mr. Butts. There was seemingly no reason for the suicide. Upon questioning, none of the friends or family could pinpoint anything, suggesting they would commit suicide. For always sitting comfortably in a chair. The last reason is somewhat pathetic, you know. People usually sit down before putting a gun to their head. Well, in any case, considering the rate and the circumstances, you couldn't just ignore it. You could have, if you'd accepted it as the coincidence that it was. No! This is no coincidence. In addition to all of these things, one more peculiar object was always found in all of the scenes. It was found at the scene of Mr. Butts' murder as well. What? Was it now? Yes, and I believe that object holds the key to the Leviathan's trick. It shouldn't take too long for you to figure out what it was after you discover their identity. Speaking of which... And how does he do that? It's a trick, of course. A very sophisticated and devious one, but a trick nevertheless. And what is it? That's heavily tied to their identity, admittedly. Well then, who is Leviathan? In due time. By the time I'm done giving out the outline in this case, you should be quite aware of who it is, Apollo. Sounds like stalling to me. It would be quite a sad method of doing so if it was. Whatever. Let's see this through. What about the motive? The motive for these killings, I'm afraid I do not know even now. Well, that puts a damper on everything. What a surprise! To be fair, serial killers often don't need a motive. At least not one that requires them to kill specific people. It's usually trauma of some kind that pushes them forward. Good to know that you're so educated on the matter. You of all people should know that our line of work is filled with people like that. Of course. That's perhaps because you've seen so many kinds of those people that you've given into this delusion. Aye. Save your breath. We've heard you already. So fine. You don't know the motive. Whatever. What's the part you do know, then? Their face I do know. Realized it the moment I saw the Butts case. you're saying that Mr. Butts is the Leviathan's victim? The first in years. So essentially, whenever a suicide of a specific type occurs, it must be the Leviathan, right? No. I have a good reason for suspecting that the Leviathan is connected to Butts. It's related to their identity. Yeah, I figured that much out. So, here's the million-dollar question. Who are they? I'll get to that. All you need to know, for now, is that the Leviathan visited Mr. Butts. He did not do so. He did not do so on merely on occasion. Leviathan frequented Mr. Butts, so the Butts ledger becomes important. From this knowledge, I've been able to deduce the method he uses to commit the murders. Really? Well, that's fascinating. So, knowing all that, what did you do next? After looking back on everything, I realized the shocking truth. What's the shocking truth? Come on, say it. I dare you to say it. Come on. We've come this far, haven't we? Spit on the grave some more. Oh, I dare you, Apollo. I don't know why you even care anymore, to be honest. Just go on. I'm sorry. No, you're not. The truth is, Leviathan killed my wife and masked it as a suicide. Oh, not even to hold it. No, I refuse to even acknowledge something like that. Screw him. Screw him. Screw his Leviathan. This is all nonsense. If I had this charade to actually keep going on. God, how many people have I accused of murder today? All of them. How many times have I actually unknowingly given in to this madman's delusion? What have I been doing all this time? Apollo. Yeah, alternate possibilities. You couldn't figure it out on your own? So you decided to use me, is that it? Couldn't leave any space for doubt. I had to make sure that the conditions were exactly, truly the same. There was a chance that this was all a coincidence. Coming from a man looking at nothing but coincidences. A chance that, despite the connection, the killer was still someone else. And now I know the truth. Now I know that it really was him. Alright, who's the Leviathan? How do I walk this path? It's simple. I tell you who the Leviathan is. Okay. Who is it? Who is it? Who is it? Who is it? 5 years ago, I cheated on my wife. This, some believe, led to her death. Some being Apollo. And it did, but not the way anyone would have imagined. That woman, my lover. No! Was the Leviathan. Okay. Apollo's going to be angry. Of course he is. Could you at least tell us who the fucking woman was, Apollo? Apollo. Okay. Well, that's the end. Thanks for coming. Well then. Since Mr. Justice has left, I'm sorry, Ares, but it's over. Could you even fucking tell? I didn't go along with this for a degree, but this is too much. This isn't a movie or a game. Not everything is connected. Living a fantasy. I think you should get help. Tell me what to do with my own goddamn life. Well, all that remains now, since Mr. Justice is now gone, is me to hand down my verdict. I am sorry, Chief Prosecutor. Don't look at me like that. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Larry Butts, the charges of suicide. And then it comes out that the person that he cheated on was Maya Butts. The court is adjourned. I'm sorry, Apollo. I'm so sorry. What? You must be laughing pretty hard right about now. Ah, you know. Just a little. Well, you to crash and burn like that. Really was something. Well, Ares? Shall we play? What? I'm just about to ask you that question. State your name and occupation for the court. Alasagramir. Magician? Entertainer? Leviathan. If you say so. I've always liked that name for some reason. What? You've always picked good nicknames for me. You said you had a theory as to how the Leviathan committed his murders. Not a theory anymore. With Butts' death became practically a fact. Did it now? Well, I'm just dying to see what you figured out. I really am. I figured out a lot, Thalassa. After this long journey, I now know the truth. You mean just like Apollo thought he reached the truth so many times today? Is that the kind of truth you've reached? They say you're delusional. You know, I thought they would, the moment you told me about this trial. So, you knew my intentions from the beginning. The fact that you specifically called me that invited me to watch this little event. Well, it painted a certain picture, you know? Suppose I was never one for being subtle. No, you weren't. Why? Why did you do all this? Hey now, aren't you jumping ahead? Motive always comes at the end, don't you know? Besides, you've yet to show me how exactly this Leviathan can even exist. I'll show you through Butts' murder. Really now? Well, we'll see. Maybe do better than your son. Okay. The culprit, if one exists that is, must have killed Larry Butts directly. That is, they must have been in the room with him to pull the trigger. The only way to cause his death would have been if I passed through walls. I assume that an indirect method was used, but that's impossible. In any case, I don't see any reason for me to even be the culprit here. Absolutely no connection with Mr. Butts at all. Your entire accusation is absolutely unfounded. Okay. Speechless already? No, just sad, I suppose. Sad that I allowed myself to stumble in the darkness for so long. Let's finish this. It cost me everything I had. It's time for me to show the twisted trick that you tried to hide so well. I'll expose the demon within you. Alright. I loved you once, you know. I know, Ares. After all, I loved you too. Did you? Did you really? Was I just a tool, a means to an end? I suppose it doesn't matter. It's my mistake that I allowed myself to get involved with someone like you. Bad luck, some would say. Perhaps it was bad luck. It was still my fault in the end. I didn't resist you creeping into my brain and way of thinking like you do with everyone. Betrayed the woman I could have been truly happy with. No, the woman I was truly happy with. Until I met you, that is. Well, no more. I'm going to end this. Once and for all.
Hold it!
In the room pull the trigger. Apollo hates me. With all his heart and soul. As he should. The mistake was, in the end, mine. Heh. He said he hated me even before everything that happened. I suppose it serves me right. I always was caught up with in my work. Did I ever tell him I loved him? Did I ever tell her I loved her? I don't even remember if I cried during her funeral. Did I fall in that low, Thalassa? Is this... I wonder if this testimony is actually the truth, or if it's just Ares' reflection and his regret for how he's lived his life up until now. Based on how the rest of this trial played out, I'd say that's getting more and more likely.
Hold it!
Maybe you're dead. Let me ask you a question. You don't see chief prosecutors walking around and about during investigations. Why do you think that is, Thalassa? I wouldn't know. I think it's because we're so hell-bent on success and work. We no longer want fresh air. Whatever breath of life I had in us, it disappeared. Whatever capacity of true love we had in us, it too disappeared. The other reason for thinking that this is not actually the truth is because all the pressing so far has just been Ares' reminiscing and regret. I thought I was different. I wanted more. Thought I could have more. You deserved more. But that's the thing, I didn't. None of us really deserve more. We can only assume we do. Assume it belongs to us. So we can fight for the things we still think we should be ours. But ignore the things we already have. Does that make sense to you? No, it doesn't. How are we supposed to progress if we don't want more? More knowledge, more understanding. Knowledge is a good thing. It eventually corrupts. So we should all be brainless simpletons, according to you. We should be. I don't know what we should be. Who am I to say something like that? Right now, a man now left what people call his delusions. And yet I'm still here. I'm still fighting. No longer for the things that I want to be mine. For the things I've lost. My wife, my son, myself. I want this to end. And it will end, one way or another.
Hold it!
Even when everyone left me. Strangely enough, Francisca was always there for me. Ha! What, do you think she's in love with you or something? No. I do think she's the only friend I have left. If she understood, she was through me in a flash. She saw the wounds on me. The wounds are deep, Thalassa. And yet, I know they'll heal. Are you sure about that? I have no choice.
Hold it!
Sometimes I wonder why I even bothered so much. Why I kept pushing on and on. Why I couldn't just make peace with what had happened and move on. I tell myself it's probably the guilt. But I think the answer is a lot simpler than that. Oh? It was the loneliness. Loneliness that gave birth to lack of meaning. whole life's work had become trying to chase you down. Everything I am now is a result of that. I am arguably very little. Truth be told, chances are my role as chief prosecutor is just about done. That's okay. I'm fine with that. Been fine with it for a long, long time. Not about your profession, where you live, or how you look. It's about being happy. Once you're gone, I'll finally be happy again.
Hold it!
I suppose it was foolish of me to expect that the trial would culminate with his confrontation. I suppose it was. I mean, if you are going to suggest what I suspect you're going to suggest, it will never hold up in court. Perhaps. Perhaps not. You know, you keep talking about wanting to finish this, but how exactly will you put me away, I wonder? Well, you'll cross that bridge when you get to it, I suppose. No, I've already crossed it. You just don't know it yet.
Hold it!
Just I gave you nicknames, and that you liked them. You were very special to me, yes. What were they? There was one that stuck out in my memory for quite a while, you know. Grimoire. Ooh, Grimoire. Thalassa Grimoire. Sounds good, wouldn't you say? It does. It does indeed. No more playing around. The truth is, I can't beat this testimony. Not like this, anyway. My solution cannot be presented simply with one piece of evidence. At the same time, a super objection won't do. What I need is more! I need a soup. Come on. Object to all the statements. Separate the truth from lies. And finally bring this to a close. In a while, but my way it works is like this. Which ones are the truth? Which ones are lies? Beyond the super objection. Okay. Remember the truth from the lies. So, lie, lie, also lie. No, I'm not ready. Sure. Let's figure out how the fuck this works. What they need to do. Suppose her trick. How did she murder Larry Butts? How did she murder all of them? The answer has been in evidence since the beginning. Now to show it. Alright. Truth or lie? Truth or lie? Lie. Oh, this is ridiculous. This is so fucking ridiculous. Oh, it's just so fucking ridiculous. Holy shit. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Game over time. I'm sure we have failed. Have we failed? Objection. I win. Do you now? This is my explanation. It's the result of everything I've done. This is the truth. Your truth. It was always your truth, wasn't it? What? What's that supposed to mean? Is it all these years? All that searching? Been for nothing. Where are you going? Hey! Not done here yet. Still have... She left. After all this time she just left? You should run after her, but... I can't. Why? Why can't my body move? Why can't I leave this place? Hey! Get back here! Please don't leave. I need you. Okay, that's just sad. That's just sad.